everyone, and I want to welcome you again to another Knitting Pastor Vlogcast. I am Heather, I am the host, and as you can tell from my voice, I am still struggling with all of the fatigue and the after effects of having been sick back in July. I'm not going to go into all of that again. If you're curious, go back and watch the previous episode, and that'll update you on that whole situation. So welcome. For those of you who are checking me out for the first time, I don't normally sound like this, and this is not the normal way that this looks and works. For those of you who are coming back, thank you for coming back, and bear with me. I just wanted to give you guys a little video and a brief update about what I've been knitting, what's going on with the kids, and what's going on with me and my health. So today is Saturday, October 10th, and we are well into fall here in Michigan. And but we've had a warmer week, so that's been really nice. So I've been able to have the windows open, I've been able to be outside, and that's been fantastic. But before I go into what's been going on in my life, what's been going on with the kids, I thought I'd start by talking about my knitting, so that if you're not interested in the other stuff, you can just watch this knitting stuff and move on from there. Again, this isn't going to be the normal format. There will be other videos that I'm going to stick in, but this is the only time I'm going to be talking, is today because of this. And so it'll be a couple of shorter videos of me just kind of updating you, like last week's or last time's, whatever that was. So for those of you who don't know, I am a United Methodist pastor of 2 small member congregations in rural mid-Michigan. I live in a parsonage, which is a home owned by one of those churches, with my 2 children, Abby, who's 15, and Philip, who is 10, and our dog, our Rhodesian Ridgeback, Flint. So I apologize for the volume again, because I can't really project my voice, so I want to keep this short. So let me tell you what I have been knitting on since we talked last. I did finish the socks that I was working on for my mom. Here they are. This is those socks. They're not on blockers because they're bigger than my blockers are. This is Legacy Fiber Arts yarn from a collaboration they did several years ago for Valentine's Day with the Freckled Whimsy. My mom really likes red, so I did this colorway. These are for her birthday, which was actually this past week, but I wasn't able to see her because of all of this. It's hard for me to get to her. My mom does have severe rheumatoid arthritis, so I had to make some adaptations to these socks to make them fit her. First of all, I did a 2x2 twisted rib so that it stretches really easy and she can get it on her foot. I went up a needle size from my usual needle size. So I used a US 2, so a 2.75 millimeter needle as opposed to the 2.5 that I typically use. And I also cast on 72 stitches as opposed to 64. And these do fit her very well. I had her try them on, so they fit. I did a fish lips kiss heel and a rounded toe. And it was just, she likes shorter socks, so it's only like a shorter portion here for those socks. So those are done. I've been working on my spring cleaning shawl by Stephen West. I showed you that last time, and I had I had a bit of an issue with this. First of all, I finished this section here. It's hard to see because it's pretty bunched up, but this is the shawl. It's modular, it's a great stash buster, and to use up scraps. So I knit this section, and the colorway that I had planned for the last section, I didn't bring it out here. When I held it up, it was too blue. Like if you see, this tends a little bit more towards the reddish neutral side of things. The colorway was too blue, so it didn't look like it was going to work. So then I thought I had an undyed skein of yarn. I thought I would dye some yarn to go with it, and that I would get something, because it needed to be more red. I wanted it like purples, browns, reds kind of thing. So this is what I came up with. This is what I dyed. Sorry, it's stained really badly. And this, again, it wasn't quite right. It was too purple and it wasn't going to balance the way I wanted it to. So I decided I would order some yarn. I've always wanted to try yarn from Gabby of Once Upon a Corgi, but I just never had ordered anything. So I went on her website and I found a couple colorways that I thought might work. So I ordered them both. So the first one is Insufferably Damp, which is this colorway, which I think would have been perfect with this. But I thought maybe it might be a little bit lighter than I wanted it to be, and I wanted the other side to be darker. So I also ordered Hearth, which is this, and this is the color I decided to go with. You can see where I'm at. So I think that, ooh, let's not pull stitches off the needles. I think that is balancing very well. It's not as pink as this one is, but I really like how this is, how it's coming together. But this has gotten put down a little bit because the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along cast on was yesterday. And I've done Stephen West's MKAL for the last 4 years, I think. So I wanted to do it again because he always really challenges me as a knitter. And so I have cast it on. I'm not going to show you what I've cast on. First of all, it doesn't look like much, but second of all, because the first clue just came out yesterday, I don't want any spoilers. So instead, I'm just going to show you the colors that I'm using. It's a kit that I got from Lolodidit. I looked at a bunch of different places to try to decide what kit I wanted. And this was the one that I liked the best. So that's why I decided to go with this yarn. There were some blue ones that I liked, but I was like, well, I did the Alan Stewart MKAL in blue. So I decided to go more with the purples, and these are the colors that I will be using for the MKAL. And I'm really excited about it. This is the main color, which is going to blow out because it's really light. I don't know how well you can see that. So this is the main color, and this is called Dowager Countess. Then I'm not sure what's going to be. I think this will be contrast color 1, and this is called Summer Nights, I think. This is going to be contrast color 2, and this is called Tea on the Green. And then this Messy Cake, because I had issues, is going to be contrast color number 3, and this is called Hello Gorgeous. So, and I treated myself and I got her MCN base, and it's really, really nice. It's Lolo's favorite. Totally understand why it's the favorite. It's really nice. So this will, you know, get some mindless knitting time, but my focus is going to be the MKAL for right now. I do have a pair of vanilla socks that I've been knitting on at Abby's Diving Meets, but I don't have that here with me. So that is the knitting part of this. So if you don't want to watch anything else, you can stop here. Thank you for checking me out. If you do want to see more, keep watching, and I will update you on what's going on with my health and what's been going on with the kids. So just to give you a quick update on how I am doing physically, things that have pretty much stayed the same as they have been since we last spoke. I had an appointment with an ear, nose, and throat specialist, and he looked at my vocal cords, and my vocal cords are all structurally okay. The problem is the fatigue. The more he had me do various exercises with my voice, the weaker my voice became, and that seems to be the underlying problem with all of this, is the fatigue. So the pulmonologist that I saw had referred me to him and as well as to a neurologist. And the ear, nose, and throat specialist has also thinks that the neurologist is the right place for me to be. And I actually see them on Monday. So I'm hoping that the neurologist will have some sort of, if not an answer, then at least like a plan of action to try to get things back to normal, because this can't continue. You know, the fatigue is so great that it's hard to really get much done. And obviously, you know, not being able to like project my voice is a big problem. So my hope is that we'll be able to get that figured out. I'm not sure what to do if it doesn't get anywhere. So they have ordered a COVID antibody test that I'll have done on Monday when I go down for that appointment as well. And if that's positive, that may give us some sort of a direction. I don't know. Everything is so up in the air and unknown with all of the COVID stuff. And there's so much that the tests aren't telling you. And it's frustrating and it's discouraging. And I'm just trying really hard not to let it kind of wear on me too much, which it could be really easy to have it wear on you a little bit, because just gets really old really fast. So that's what's been going on with me as far as my health. So things with the kids, though, have been going really well. They are doing online learning at home, and that's actually going as well as I could hope for that to go. I mean, it's definitely not ideal, and I would much rather them be able to be at school. But given everything with COVID and the way outbreaks are happening surrounding schools, I think that it's just as well that they're not. Like I said, it's not ideal, and it's definitely a challenge for everybody, but it's going okay. They're managing it all right. I think it helps for Abby that she still has diving, and she's still able to go and interact with her friends and can have that social aspect of it. It's not as good for Phil because he doesn't have that. Before the pandemic, he was swimming, but they have not opened the pool back up to like the recreational use yet. I am hoping that that might happen before too much longer, but I don't know. It'd be really nice for him to have that kind of a social outlet as well. So I'm keeping my eyes open for something for him that I feel comfortable with him being a part of. But Abby's diving is going so well. I'm not sure what happened, but something clicked for her during the time off during the pandemic, and she is diving better than I've ever seen her dive. It's like such a major improvement from last year. It's unbelievable, and she's having so much fun, and she's just loving it. And for me, it gives me something really positive that I can focus on and encourage her with, which helps me in my like mental state, because you know, when you feel like this all the time, you definitely start to feel depressed, and it gives me something really positive to focus on. And so I put in some footage of her last meet, of her diving, and that was her personal record, and she destroyed her previous personal record by over 12 points, which, if you know anything about diving, especially at that level, 12 points is a lot to overcome, or, you know, to beat by. It's like it's like a half a dive, basically. So she was just on cloud nine after that meet, and I felt really good for her. And so she's having a really good season. It's a little bit of a different season, but she's getting to compete, she's getting to dive, and she's having a great time doing it and doing really well. So I can't complain. So I think that's going to wrap up what I have for you this week. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to check in and let you know how things are progressing. I can't really say when I'll record again, just because it's a challenge to do. And I know many of you have sent your well wishes and your thoughts and your prayers, and I thank you for that. And I am hanging in there, and knitting does help when I have the strength and the ability to do it. Sometimes even knitting is a little bit too much. But so thank you everyone for checking me out again. I apologize about the audio, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that at this point. So thank you for checking me out and tuning in, and I will see you in a few weeks. Talk to you then. Bye.